Start tonight with breaking news in the Arena District. Columbus police investigating a shooting at a bar in broad daylight. Now, this all went down just before 7 tonight at Park Street Cantina. We're told that 3 people were hurt and that shooter is still on the loose tonight. Haley Nelson has the very latest. And continuing coverage tonight of a heartbreaking story out of Whitehall tonight. 2 small children losing their lives in an RV fire. This all happened just before noon today. Tonight, a family and a community are shaken, and investigators are trying to get to the bottom of exactly what led to it all. All right, turning now to the forecast. Plenty of sunshine and temps in the 80s today, but things changing up just a bit to start the week. Caroline Cohen tracking it all for us tonight. Caroline, I'm not happy with what I see behind you there.
I know. How do I?
Hide it, please.
Nothing to see here.
And the rise in deadly violence across Columbus is happening at a time when the city is looking for a new leader for the police department. That new police chief will not only have to deal with the rise in shootings and violence, but they will also have to address a community demanding change. Taking a look at the latest COVID numbers from across the state of Ohio in the last 24 hours, positive numbers dropping under 1,000. 64 people were sent to the hospital. The number of those getting the COVID vaccine continues to rise. At least 40% of the state has gotten at least that first shot. And tonight, as more people across the state get that COVID vaccine, life is slowly getting back to normal. For many families across central Ohio, that means graduation season. Many local universities are now hosting in-person ceremonies. Jesse Starkey has more on the path going forward. And we are following a number of big stories for you tonight, including the latest on the state's fight against COVID. Starting on Monday, a new weapon in that fight, a dashboard giving local communities better insight into how the virus is impacting their neighborhoods. We've got a closer look tonight. Also tonight, the battle is heating up at OSU with Justin Fields on the way to the NFL this week. The debate is underway right now on who should be the Buckeyes' next starting quarterback. Clay Hall and the Football Fever crew breaking it all down tonight. But we do start tonight with continued calls for major changes within the Columbus Police Department. Today, protests on the streets of downtown Columbus once again. This one was led by members of the faith community. Alexis Moberger is following the very latest for us tonight. And Alexis, another protest has actually popped up tonight in the Short North. Hundreds of folks there. What exactly are they demanding tonight? As information continues to come in about this case, we're getting reaction from here at home and across the country tonight. Lawmakers as far away as D.C. pleading with the public to hold their judgment until the final outcome of the investigation. All right, let's take a look at the latest COVID numbers from across the state of Ohio. In the last 24 hours, the State Department of Health reporting 873 new cases. 44 people were sent to the hospital. And some pretty good news this weekend as far as the vaccine is concerned. Starting this week, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine will be back in play here in Ohio. Jesse Starkey has a full breakdown of what you need to know. Starting on Monday, the State Department of Health will start giving a better picture of the COVID numbers by county. The idea is to give local communities a better idea of how the virus is impacting people in their neighborhoods and to give them the information needed to keep people safe. Well, Stacia, you know it certainly was. And the family, along with their attorneys, are thanking the city of Columbus, along with city leaders, for doing what they say is the right thing. And although this money won't bring Andre Hill back, they say this is the start in their healing process.
I think you guys all have to remember how my dad died. He died on a 311 call, non-emergency. He was shot 4 times. And after the 4 times, he was laying on the floor. There were 22 officers on scene. Nobody helped my father.
Friday afternoon, the family of Andre Hill, along with their attorneys, reacting to what can only be described as a historic settlement.
The money is not even enough to help out the pain or anything of my dad laying on that floor.
City Attorney Zach Klein releasing a statement today detailing the agreement to pay the family of Andre Hill $10 million following his December shooting death at the hands of former Columbus police officer Adam Coy. The entire incident was caught on camera. Hill was unarmed. Tonight, that former officer facing a list of charges.
It was the right thing to do. There was no way to justify this unjustifiable killing. He was holding a cell phone. It was a 311 call.
In a statement, the city attorney also said, in part, no amount of money will ever bring Andre Hill back to his family, but we believe this is an important and necessary step in the right direction. Also, as a part of the agreement, the city will be renaming the Brentnell Community Center Gymnasium after Andre Hill.
That was the gym he always took me to when he played basketball, Easter egg hunts, and all the fun things that the recreation center used to do.
And of course, the Columbus City Council is set to vote on this settlement this coming Monday, and by all indications, they will give it the okay. Reporting live in Franklinton tonight, Rodney Dunigan, ABC 6 News. You're right about that, Bob. You know, this is a very passionate group. They started out with about 100 students on campus, and it has swelled to about 500. Check this out behind me here. Very passionate group, and as you said, this all started on the OSU campus in the Union, in fact, about 2 o'clock this afternoon. So this protest has been going on for about 4 hours now. All of these students and members of the community walking from the OSU campus here to the State House to voice their concerns about what's been going on in the community. Passions here, downtown, and across the city on high tonight.
So we bring it to them. We bring it to them. I'm tired of them ignoring us.
Calls for justice tonight.
Let me tell you something. My skin color is not political.
Demonstrators gathering for a sit-in at the OSU Student Union. Hundreds speaking out, calling for change. Protesters shaken following news of Tuesday's deadly police confrontation involving Columbus teen Ma'Khia Bryant. Troubled it comes as the verdict in the George Floyd case was coming down.
We're the next generation of people who are going to make policies, and we can have our voice be heard when other people can't.
The emotions raw, the message simple. They want a change to policing across the country and right here in Columbus as well.
And so it is important that now the older generations do hear our voice and what we have to say.
And tonight, Ohio State sending us this statement in response to today's protest. Ohio State supports the right of students, faculty, and staff to peacefully express their views and to speak out about issues that are important to them. Freedom of speech and civic engagement are central to our values as an institution of higher learning. Back out here live now. Again, this crowd continues to grow. It started out again with about 100 students at OSU's campus. It's about 500 now. It seems like as they made their way down High Street to the State House here, a number of members of the community decided to gather here and join them for this protest. Obviously, a lot of concern tonight throughout the community. These folks plan on being out here for a while, and of course, we will cover it all for you. For now, reporting live downtown, Rodney Dunigan, ABC 6 News. Andrew Ginther has indicated that's the best way to move the Columbus Police Department forward is with a new leader from the outside. But with the department in the national spotlight tonight for all the wrong reasons, finding the right person may not be easy.
No more murder!
A city on edge tonight.
Black girls matter! Black girls matter!
The Columbus Police Department in the crosshairs of a movement for change.
These are our streets, so the police!
Following high-profile officer-involved shootings, many in the community calling for an overhaul. For months now, Columbus Mayor Andrew Ginther, one of the loudest voices.
I feel very strongly that we do need an outside perspective and a leader from the outside to help us change the culture at the Division of Police.
The mayor making the call earlier this year to hire a new leader from outside CPD after demoting former Chief Tom Quinlan.
I'm looking for a transformational leader.
That leader will not only have to address a swell of emotions from the community, but also a troubling rise in homicides.
She was on her way to my house to pick up my niece and my grandson.
Police lights and crime tape, the images becoming a common sight across the city, like last weekend's deadly mass shooting at a strip mall.
When the gunshot stopped, I looked up and you could see that somebody wasn't getting up.
As the community continues to deal with these issues, the police department's next chief will need to take the lead to ensure they're being addressed. Of course, the former chief was only on the job for about a year. The hope is the department's next leader will be able to weather these continued storms and lead the department in the right direction and out of these current controversies. On your side tonight, in studio, Rodney Dunigan, ABC 6 News. Tonight, faith leaders across the city of Columbus are trying to bridge the gap between the community and police. All of it in an effort to promote peace and healing to a fractured city. Emotions continue to boil over across the city of Columbus.
What is going on? What's going on in our city?
Anger, frustration, and protests have become a common sight. The recent Ma'Khia Bryant investigation sparking the latest wave of activism.
So we bring it to them. We bring it to them. I'm tired of them ignoring us.
Tonight, faith and community leaders across the city looking to address divisions.
I think healing is important for us. I think in order for us to be able to open the door to our future, we got to close the door on our past. And I think healing is a part of that process.
Pastor Michael Young, one of a host of city leaders hoping to pull the community together through a citywide prayer service set for Thursday night here at City of Grace Church.
I think just that prayer piece helps us kind of recalibrate and will allow us to be able to move forward with a clear heart, clear mind, as we seek to just improve our city.
Families, pastors, police, all invited, all included in this mission of healing.
I think peace is our desire overall. You know, I think our desire and our prayer and our heart for Columbus is we want peace and we want prosperity.
Tomorrow night's prayer service is also an effort to ease the tensions across the city ahead of Micaiah Bryant's planned funeral for later this week. On your side downtown tonight, Rodney Dunigan, ABC 6 News. Continuing coverage tonight involving the vicious carjacking of a 73-year-old Lyft driver. Tonight, the Central Ohio community stepping forward in a big way to help her in her time of need following a series of stories that aired right here. Good Samaritans raising thousands of dollars to help her out. It was more than a week ago we told you Sharon McClendon's story.
I was just thinking, God, why are they doing this to me? I'm not a bad person. I didn't treat him bad.
The 73-year-old rideshare driver carjacked in broad daylight by a group of teens. The crooks riding off with her car, purse, and credit cards, wrecking the vehicle just a day later.
They just don't know what kind of damage they're doing to people, to a person's psyche. They don't have no idea.
Following that report, the Central Ohio community stepping up in a big way to help. A community GoFundMe raising more than $5,000. That check hand-delivered to her doorstep Sunday afternoon.
I cannot tell you how thankful I am that Columbus or Central Ohio stood up and showed that there are still many more good people than there are bad.
A host of people donating to help McClendon out, impacted by her story.
Being able to come up here and give her some very much deserved money to help her in this essential crisis makes me feel really good, and it makes me really proud of my community.
I appreciate everyone helping me out, and I thank you for that.
McClendon certainly touched the community coming to her aid, thankful for the outpouring of support.
They only bruised me, they didn't break me. I'm a tough old bird. I'm going to keep on going.
The past year has been a major battle for many minority-owned businesses across Central Ohio. From state restrictions to business closures, many have been forced to use a bit of creativity to remain open. Tonight, though, renewed hope and help coming from the Columbus Urban League. Over the past year, we've told you countless stories of local business owners fighting to make it through the pandemic.
And we want everyone to survive. We want everyone to do well and come through this with still having their businesses intact.
Many minority-owned businesses across Central Ohio coming together through partnerships to assist each other as profits in many cases trickled in.
What they created was a community that helps each other.
Now another potential boost. The Columbus Urban League kickstarting a major push to lend a hand through the organization's Minority Business Assistance Center. Just this week, Franklin County Commissioners giving the okay for additional funding for the program.
Making sure that small businesses are there, it's important. These minority-owned businesses, these are also employers.
Urban League President Stephanie Hightower says they're focused on providing a number of key services, including providing access to needed capital and new business contract opportunities.
We want to lift up our neighborhoods. These businesses are in our neighborhoods, and it also gives us the ability to build up these neighborhoods that are food deserts, that are, are healthcare deserts. It gives people an opportunity, and it's really an opportunity for hope.
For many local minority businesses, this opportunity could serve as the lifeline needed to keep their dreams up and running. The Urban League stresses that the overall goal of this program is to support minority business growth and also job creation, as well as further economic growth here in Central Ohio. On your side downtown tonight, Rodney Dunigan, ABC 6 News.